Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, I will teach you how to draft a two-piece jacket sleeve pattern with vents. Hi, my name is Ayo and welcome to 011 Clothing Tutorials. On this channel, I upload DIYs, pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do so, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now, let's get right into the tutorial. Thank you! I will be working with the following measurements. Sleeve length 23.5 inches. Around wrist measurement 6 inches. All other measurements needed to draft the two-piece sleeve pattern will be taken from the basic jacket block. This is the basic jacket block that I drafted in a previous tutorial. The link to the pattern drafting tutorial will be above and in the description box below. I will make use of the basic jacket block to draft the two-piece sleeve block. I will go ahead to measure around the armhole curves of the front and the back blocks like this. The tape measure should be held in an upright position like this so as to get an accurate measurement. After measuring the back and the front armhole curves, I got a value of 19 inches. The around armhole is also known as the arm side. I have here my pattern paper, which I've already laid out on the table. I will measure and mark 6 inches from the right edge of the pattern paper like this. I will draw a vertical line downwards. From the upper edge, I will measure and mark 12 inches downwards like this. I will draw a horizontal line across. The around armhole measurement is 19 inches. I will divide 19 inches by 3. This is approximately equal to 6.3 inches. I will label this point where the horizontal line intersects the vertical line as 0. Recall the 6.3 inches that was calculated earlier on. I will measure 6.3 inches upwards from point 0 on the vertical line. I will draw a horizontal line across. I will locate and mark the middle point between these two lines. From the middle point, I will come down by 3/8 of an inch. I will draw a horizontal line across from the 3/8 of an inch point. I will label the first upper line as 1 and the second line as 2. Recall that after dividing the around armhole measurement by 3, we got a value of 6.3 inches. I will further divide this 6.3 inches by 4. This gave me a value of 1.58 inches. This is approximately equal to 1.6 inches. From point 0, I will measure and mark 1.6 inches upwards on the vertical line like this. I will draw out a short horizontal line like this. I will label this point as 3. This is the basic jacket block. I will label the side seam line on the armhole line as point A. I will label the back shoulder tip as point B, and I will label the front shoulder tip as point C. This point where the back pitch vertical line intersects the armhole line, I will label it as point D. And this other point where the front pitch vertical line intersects the armhole line, I will label it as point F. I will set aside the basic jacket block for now. On the sleeve block, I will measure point 0 to point 2. This gave me a value of 2.75 inches. On the jacket block, I will change this point F to E. On the back pitch line, I will measure and mark 2.75 inches upwards from point D like this. I will label it as point F. Back to the sleeve block, I will measure point 0 to point 3. This gave me a value of 1.6 inches. On the jacket block, I will measure and mark this 1.6 inches that I measured on the sleeve block from point E upwards on the front pitch line. I will draw out a small horizontal line till it touches the armhole curve. I will label it as point G. Using a pencil and a ruler, I will connect point C to point G with a diagonal line like this. I will measure the length of the diagonal line. This gave me a value of 6.1 inches. I will add 3/8 of an inch to this. Back to the sleeve block. From point 3, I will measure 6.1 inches plus 3/8 of an inch upwards diagonally till it touches the topmost horizontal line. 6.1 inches plus 3/8 of an inch is approximately equal to 6.1 inches plus 0.4 inch. This is equal to 6.5 inches. From point 3, I will measure 6.5 inches diagonally like this till it touches line 1, which is the uppermost horizontal line. I will mark the point where I have 6.5 inches on line 1. I will connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. On the jacket block, I will measure point B to F like this. The tape measure should be held in an upright position like this. This gave me a value of 5.3 inches. I will add 3/8 of an inch to the 5.3 inches. This is equal to 5.3 inches plus 0.4 inch. This is equal to 5.7 inches. Back to the sleeve block. From this point, I will measure and mark 5.7 inches diagonally like this, downwards till it touches line 2. I will mark the point where I have 5.7 inches on line 2. I will connect these 2 points together with a diagonal line like this using my ruler. On the jacket block, I will measure point A to point E. This gave me a value of 2.5 inches. I will add additional 1/8 of an inch to this. This is 2.5 inches plus 0.1 inch. This is equal to 2.6 inches. Back to the sleeve block, I will measure and mark 2.6 inches from point 0 on line 0 like this. Also, From point 0 on the vertical line, I will measure and mark 0.5 inch upwards like this. I will draw out a short horizontal line like this from the 0.5 inch point. I will now measure and mark 3/4 of an inch from both sides of the vertical line. I will draw the two 3/4 of an inch points straight down to the end of the paper like this. So as to have perfectly straight lines, I will also measure and mark 3/4 of an inch on both sides of the vertical line 2 more times at some distance from the previous markings. I will now draw out the 2 vertical lines like this. On the jacket block, I will connect point F to point A with a diagonal line using a ruler and a pencil like this. I will measure point F to point A. This gave me a value of 3.75 inches. I will add 3/8 of an inch to the 3.75 inches. This is equal to 3.75 plus 0.4. This is approximately equal to 4.2 inches. Back to the sleeve block. From this point that I marked on line 0 earlier on, I will measure and mark 4.2 inches in a diagonal way till it touches line 2. I will connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. I will also connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. I will now set aside the basic jacket block. We don't need it anymore. On this diagonal line, I will locate and mark the middle point. From the middle point, I will measure and mark 3/8 of an inch upwards like this. On this other diagonal line, I will divide it into 3 equal sections. From the first point, I will go up by 3/4 of an inch. From the second point, I will go up by 0.5 inch. Using a French curve, I will draw out the shape of the sleeve head using the points that I marked as my guide. I will connect these 2 points together with a French curve like this. For this lower diagonal line, I will divide it into 3 equal sections like this. From this point, I will measure and mark 3/8 of an inch outwards like this. I will now curve the line using the 3/8 of an inch point as my guide. As for this smallest diagonal line, I will locate and mark the middle point. From the middle point, I will measure and mark 1/4 of an inch outwards like this. I will curve the line using the 1/4 inch point as my guide. This point is the middle of the sleeve head on the top sleeve, and there should be a notch mark at this point, and this is the side seam notch. The sleeve length that I'm working with is 23.5 inches. From the upper line, which is line 1, I will measure and mark 23.5 inches like this. I will add extra 3/4 of an inch to the length of the jacket like this. I will draw out a short horizontal line like this. I will measure another 3/4 of an inch below the first 3/4 of an inch point. I will draw out a longer horizontal line like this. The around wrist measurement is 6 inches. If you watched my tutorial on how to measure a woman for a jacket, I told you that the around wrist measurement must be taken firmly without any ease. This is very important, else the hem of the jacket sleeve will be too wide. I will subtract 3/8 of an inch from the 6 inches, which is the around wrist measurement. This is 6 inches minus 0.4 inch. This is equal to 5.6 inches. From this point, I will measure and mark 5.6 inches downwards to the lower line in a diagonal way like this. I will connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. This is the hem of the undersleeve. Using a different color of marker pen, from this end point, I will measure and mark 3/8 of an inch. I will now connect these 2 points together like this. This is the hem of the top sleeve. This first line is the hem of the undersleeve. This second longer line is the hem of the top sleeve. Next, I will connect this outer point of the top sleeve to this point at the end like this using my ruler. Then I will connect the outer point of the undersleeve to this point at the end like this using my ruler. Between these 2 lines, I will locate and mark the middle point. I will draw a horizontal line across. This is the elbow line. From these 2 outer lines, I will measure and mark 1 inch outwards from the elbow line. From this line on the elbow line, I will measure and mark 3/4 of an inch inwards like this. Using my hip curve, I will go ahead and curve the outer lines like this. The outer part of the sleeve should curve outwards. For the inner line, I will connect these 3 points together with the hip curve like this. From this point on the elbow line, I will measure and mark 3/4 of an inch inwards like this. I will connect these 3 points together with a hip curve like this. On the top sleeve, this is the front pitch point and this is the back pitch point. I will now trace out the top sleeve and the undersleeve separately. I have placed another pattern paper underneath the sleeve block. I will pin the 2 papers together. This is the outline of the top sleeve pattern. Using a tracing wheel, I will trace out the outline of the top sleeve. I will mark the sleeve head notch and also the elbow notches. I will remove the sleeve block. I will draw out what I traced out. I will mark the elbow notches. I will also mark the sleeve head notch. This is very important. Next, I will trace out the undersleeve. I have placed another pattern paper underneath the sleeve block. This is the outline of the undersleeve. I will pin the two pattern papers together. Then I will trace out the undersleeve. I will mark the underarm notch and the elbow notches. I will remove the sleeve block. I will draw out what I traced out. I will mark the elbow notches. I will also mark the underarm notch. This underarm notch is very important. Without this notch, you will be confused as to how to fix the sleeve to the armhole of the jacket. These are the two sleeve pieces. I will create the vent opening for the sleeve. The vent will be created on the outer curves of the two sleeve pieces. I will start with the undersleeve. From the hem on the outer curve of the undersleeve, I will measure and mark 5 inches upwards for the length of the vent like this. The width of the vent should be 1.5 inches, so I will measure out 1.5 inches like this, outwards from the hem and the 5-inch point. I will now draw out the shape of the vent. I will make the top of the vent a little bit slanted like this. From the hem, I will measure 1.5 inches downwards for the hemming allowance of the sleeve. I will draw out a horizontal line. I will now add half an inch seam allowance all around the undersleeve pattern. I will fold the pattern paper under along the original hem line of the undersleeve. I will cut out the undersleeve pattern. This is the top sleeve. From the hem on the outer curve of the top sleeve, I will measure and mark 5 inches upwards for the length of the vent. I will measure 1.5 inches outwards from the hem and the 5-inch point for the width of the sleeve vent. I will draw out the shape of the vent. I will make the upper part of the vent a little bit slanted. From the hem, I will measure 1.5 inches downwards for the hemming allowance. I will draw out a horizontal line. I will now add half an inch seam allowance all around the top sleeve pattern. I will cut out the excess paper below the hemming allowance line like this. I will also cut out the excess paper after the vent line like this. I will now fold under the sleeve vent along the original outer curve of the top sleeve like this. I will flip over the top sleeve pattern and I will also fold up the hemming allowance along the original hem line of the sleeve. I will connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. Using a tracing wheel, I will trace out this line. I will open up the sleeve. I will draw out what I traced out. I will add half an inch seam allowance to this line. I will cut it out. This is the mitered corner of the sleeve vent. The mitered corner is always on the top sleeve pattern. I will fold under the hemming allowance along the original hem line. Then I will cut out the top sleeve pattern. This is the front pitch point and this is the back pitch point of the top sleeve pattern. These are the 2 sleeve pieces. This is the front pitch and this is the back pitch point of the undersleeve pattern. I will correct the slant of the top edges of the vent. I will now place the undersleeve on the top sleeve like this. I will make sure that the slanted lines are absolutely identical. I will trim off the excess line like this at the upper part of the vent of the top sleeve. These 2 sides will be sewn together, while these 2 sides will also be sewn together. I will correct the length at the upper part of the undersleeve like this. I will trim off the excess paper. I will repeat the same thing on this other side as well, making sure that the side lengths of the undersleeve and the top sleeves are equal. Next, I will mark out the positions of the buttonholes on the top sleeve. The buttonholes should be created 3/8 of an inch from the outer curve of the top sleeve. So I will measure 3/8 of an inch like this. I will draw a vertical line parallel to the outer curve line of the top sleeve. On this vertical line, from the hem, I will measure and mark 1 inch upwards. I will draw out a small horizontal line. This is the first buttonhole position. These are the buttons that I intend to use on the sleeve cuff. I will pick up one of the buttons and I will measure its length. The button is 0.5 inch long, but the total width of the buttonhole entails that I should take into consideration the thickness of the button on both sides. So for the width of the buttonhole, I will make use of 3/4 of an inch. The buttons will be arranged one after the other on the sleeve cuff at a distance of 0.5 inch from one another. I will draw out the lines like this. Each line is at a distance of half an inch from each other. I will now measure out the width of the buttonholes on the horizontal lines. This is 3/4 of an inch. I will make use of a total of 5 buttons for the sleeve cuff, so as to make it possible for me to increase the size of the jacket later on in case of possible weight gain. I have decided to increase the seam allowance on the outer cuffs of the top and the undersleeve patterns to 1 inch. I will trim off the excess pattern paper. That's it, guys. We are done with the drafting of the patterns for the 2-piece jacket sleeve with vents. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share this video with your friends who are interested in sewing, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. See you in my next tutorial. Bye, and thank you so much for watching.